Hey guys, welcome to my October stories every so often videos. As you can see, I have gotten my brand new Simple Stories album. Or I'm sorry, not Simple Stories. This is a scrapbook.com album. So Simple Stories also has a black and white album, but this one is actually black and white. Simple Stories is like black and cream ish. So this is the one that I'm going to be using for my October daily. Love it. On the inside, it has these cool foiled polka dot. Loving it. All of the things that I will have today are linked in the description below, of course. As you've seen in previous videos, I have done a few foundation pages. So now that I have my album, we're going to put everything in together. Some of my foundation pages will not be put in yet just because I don't know if it's going to be a right spread or a left spread. And I don't want to poke holes, obviously, in it yet if I do not know. So we're going to leave a couple of them blank, but we are going to start out with the title page. I love this. This is a page that I made with Tracy Reed's Jack and Skelly kit that just came out on Friday. If you haven't checked that one out, definitely do that. Tracy has a ton of great October type kits. If you're not even into like the pumpkins and skeletons, she has so many good ones and you'll probably see more. I do want to apologize for the yucky filming. I don't know. It's good when it was like in one. I think I needed to clean my camera, first of all. Whoops. And two, when I pull it out, because my setup right now is a little close, so I do pull it out, it ends up getting a little foggy or something. So it might be just cleaning the lens. I don't know. Next up is the back of that page, and I'm going to be putting in this calendar. This is from the Ellie Edwards Halloween 2004 kit. I did get just the digital of this, so I did print it out a little bit smaller than the 7 by 8.25. Excuse me. And so I'm going to put this black starry paper behind it. I just felt like it needed a little something more than just the plain calendar. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing here, but I do believe this is going to be like pretty much where it's like going to be a table of contents pretty much. So in the next couple of days, I will probably just go through and use little icons and just fill in the spaces on when we did things, maybe when special things happened, maybe that don't make it in my album. Again, let's remember this is like a highlight reel of my October that I don't know how is going to go. This is the first year that I have a job. And I mean, okay, let's repeat that. I've always had a job. I've owned my photography business for 12 years. But recently I've added an actual get out of the house job. And so I don't know how this October is going to go. It's very busy. And in order, we got to work in order to do the things on here, and you got to have time in order to do the things on here. So we'll see how this comes together. This might be another year where I'm making sure I'm journaling and writing down all of the things because I only get through maybe 10-ish stories. And next year, pick this back up, or when we have a little bit more downtime, pick this back up and finish the album like I did last year. And I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. All right, so we put that down. I will probably embellish that a little bit more later. Again, we'll kind of show that I'm just trying to get my album kind of together. If you have not seen my last video, definitely go check that out. I will put it up in the little eye if I remember. If not, I will link it below. I try and remember that kind of stuff, guys, but it's so hard. All right, so that's in there. Loving it. I love the polka dots. I think last year I did polka dot. I put it in, though. It wasn't in the album. So all right, so the next thing, and as you can see, there's another foundation page. Now, this one I am going to punch and put in because the flap has to go a certain way. So that page is going to have to be a right-sided page. So we're going to poke the holes in there. Plus, I'm trying to get this stuff off my desk, guys. I do tons of inky stuff and tons of, crafting. So I'm just trying to get this stuff off of my desk so it doesn't get ruined pretty much. So That bat page is actually one that I haven't even shown yet, but a pretty simple one. I actually need to get that done. I have the footage and I haven't got it in here. Maybe I should have put it in with this video. But also a page that I don't know where that's going to go. So we didn't put that one down. All right. So you can't barely see it because it's a very light grid. But this is a grid background. And we're going to start our story number 1. Yay. This is actually a story before October, probably a couple of days before October. But I have always wanted to do caramel apples and just never found the time or didn't really do the research on like how to do them or didn't want to tackle them. One of the two. Who knows? And this year I was like, no, we're going to tackle these. After watching some TikTok videos, I was like, oh, I can do this. So this was my first batch of my caramel apples. Loving them. It's actually caramel with chocolate and Oreos and Fruity Pebbles. I think I did Oreos, Reese's, Fruity Pebbles this time. So the kids are loving these. Everybody is loving these. My husband is loving these. And we just went apple picking yesterday to get more apples. Unfortunately, they didn't have big apples out there, so we'll have to go to the grocery store and get some more. But we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of caramel apples in the season. All right, so I wanted a little bit more onto this grid paper, so I used my metallic watercolors right there. I'll link those below if I can. Those came in a like journaling subscription thing that I had a long time ago, so I'll have to try and find those. I actually need to because a lot of people have asked me about those before. And just did a little bit of splatterings on my page. And then I was looking for something to mat this behind. So I just wanted a little bit of a mat to bring that up off of my paper a little bit. So I pulled over this leftover orange from that pumpkin and cut this down with my Friskers paper trimmer. There we go. This is not my favorite one. You're going to see that I've recently gotten a new Tim Holtz trimmer, Galatine trimmer. Loving it because it goes out to 5.5 or 6, whatever it goes out to for my card making. Absolutely, it's the best. But when I need to be precise and have an edge, this type of thing, this cutter still is coming through. I want the bigger one of this one too. But it's just, that's a want, not a need. So this one works. It just doesn't cut the straightest. I know. I've had other people tell me that cutter doesn't cut the straightest either. So, all right. I'm looking for my tape adhesive. I don't know where that went. Still don't know where that went, honestly. Might be somewhere else. To glue that down. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. We are going to cut off the edges. There it is. There's the Galatine trimmer. I love this trimmer. It works so great. And like I said, it goes out to 6, so I don't have to push an arm out and all that kind of stuff for when I do my card making. All right, so we're going to bring in our backdrop back again. I think I'm still like, where is my tape adhesive? Oh, no, I was looking for my Tim Holtz distressing tool, which I just got, and I swear that I had put it up in a place, but I did not. So, sorry, this should have been cut out. Anyways, I'm going to go on. I'm going to be like, it's all good. I was going to distress that orange paper, but like I said, it's not a big deal. We are going to be trying to keep October Daily pretty simple here, guys. We're not like, we don't have a ton of time to work on this. I think this spread all together took me, well, this spread plus all that other stuff, about 30-ish, maybe 38 minutes, somewhere in there. Pretty quick and easy. I did kind of get this idea off of an LE Studio spread. I will link that one below. I think I found it on Facebook. I just loved how she had the leaves kind of like cascading down the page. She used a little bit more different leaves, obviously, than I just used the leaves from the Cider Season, I believe, collection from Tracy Reed, and cut those out on my silhouette. That's why I wanted that splatter behind there, because this is a simple spread. The only thing that I haven't added to this is my journaling, which I will do probably later when I'm back at my computer. I did forget. Sometimes that's probably the bad thing about digital, is that if you're not like thinking ahead of steps and doing all of the journaling and all that kind of stuff, then you have to go back and do it. So I know some digital people print out the whole kit so you can just like sit down and get right to working. I don't. I feel like that creates a lot of decision fatigue for me. Still, that's kind of the same thing when you have a ton of physical product too, and that's what I felt when I had a lot of physical product. So I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. But then I kind of understand, like, I can't just sit down and like start a project. I have to like sit down, create it on my computer, print it out, all that kind of stuff, which is normally why I do like designing sessions where I'll sit down at my computer, design a few pages, and then go to my desk and create those pages. So, all right. Now, I just kind of, like I said, put those leaves down. Then I did print out the Allie Edwards phrase stickers from the Halloween kit on sticker paper. But my sticker paper is pretty thin that I have that's left over. I don't have a ton of sticker paper left over, but I have enough. So I just decided to mount that on regular cardstock to double it up kind of thing. And then, just to give it a little bit more, you can totally just stick down these stickers if you want to. You don't have to do that step. I just wanted a little bit more, dimension, a little bit more thickness, I guess I should say. Probably more dimension, if anything. And then I knew that they were also going over these leaves. So being that thin paper, I just didn't want it to like be wavy. Like you could tell it was going over layers. I wanted it to stand up on the layers, I guess you should say. All right, enough talk about phrase stickers. I believe I used October favorites, and then on the top I use, documenting this. So perfect. They match. My phrase stickers do have to kind of match my spread. I can't just put regular or just any old phrase stickers down. I know some people can. That is totally fine. I cannot. So almost forgot to put my little caramel apple right there. I love this little caramel apple. Again, that is from the Cider Season from Tracy Reed, which was our September kit. Another absolute favorite of mine. So you'll probably see that a lot in this album. All right. So the last little bit that I'm going to be doing, other than gluing this down with Barely Arts glue, just because my adhesive obviously didn't get to that edge, is going to be stamping out the title, which is literally, again, everything is just going to be nice and simple and easy. With this, I believe this is Cherry Limeade from Carrie Bradford. One of my favorites. I've been using this all over. And then I'm just using Sandal from Close to My Heart ink and stamping out caramel apples. Super easy. Again, I love this font because she has been in a lot of her fonts lately, like Stanley and Iris. She's been including letters that are together, so they kind of go together. Like you can see up at the top with the A and the T, where the T goes over. So it just makes your stamping look way more cohesive than any stamping normally would. So the caramel definitely went a little bit further to the edge than I wanted it to. I probably could have stamped a little bit closer, but it ends up looking just fine. And I just go through and stamp this one at a time. It felt actually so good to get started on this album. I feel like sometimes like getting over that first story type thing, like it feels like such a large project that sometimes that first story, just to like get over the hump and get that first story in there, is just so freeing, I think. Because honestly, if I had the time, I would have like went on and did story number 2. Again, I have my planner with all of my things that I did on that day, or things that I want to document for that day, or that story, I should say. Again, this is not a daily. This will be a story. Like I already have one day that I'm skipping, and I'm like, I'm totally fine with that. Like I worked all day. We just didn't have much going on. So, yeah, that's just the way that my life is going to be right now. So we are going to just embellish this side. I think this was cute. Yes, this is going to be inside my my holes, or whatever you want to call them, but it's okay. It's going to be like the inside of my like binding or whatever, but I think it will be fine. So the next part unfortunately did cut out, so I am going to skip to the end. I just put a number 1 on here, as you can see right there, and we're going to call it good. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next